Hi, my name is Dawn and welcome to my kitchen. Today we are making Greek salad. I call it a beginner Greek salad, but this is the Greek salad we always eat because it is so tasty, never gets watery. So let me show you how. Let's get cooking. So first thing that we're going to do is we're going to gather our ingredients, but let me tell you, you're going to want to use whatever you like, so do not feel restricted by this. And this is less of a recipe and more of a concept. So I'll show you what I'm doing and then you can make it whatever way you like it. So let me pull out the ingredients. We're going to need a cucumber. In this case, I've got an English cucumber. I've got a couple of stalks of celery. I've got 2 peppers. Now, normally I would use a green pepper and a red pepper, but I only have red peppers, so I've got 2 red peppers today. Cherry tomatoes, olives. Today I have whole unpitted Kalamata olives. Feta cheese, and I love these feta cheese crumbles that I get this big one from Costco. It's very cost effective and I don't have to crumble it and I can just shake it out into my salad. I'll show you how that goes. And finally, a red onion. Now, as I said, you can mix and match these ingredients any way you want. In fact, if I was making this for me, this red onion, I don't like it, but I generously make it because my husband really likes it, but I cut it very thick so I can pull it out and not have to have any. We're also going to do a dressing, but I'm going to pull those ingredients out separately so I can kind of show you the 2 different parts of this. So first thing that we have to do is I've already washed all my vegetables. So you'll want to make sure all your vegetables are washed. Then I'm going to go get a bowl. I have a huge bowl for this because you want a lot of mixing and tossing room. If you don't have a big bowl like this, you could use a pot or you could use a smaller bowl because you might not make the same size of this. This is going to make a pretty big salad. I know this salad keeps for days. In fact, we could eat it for an entire week, but we don't because I eat so much of it so quickly. But it makes a really large quantity, and so I say go for it, and then you've got salad in your fridge for a number of days. So let's do the easy things. The cherry tomatoes I just dump in there. And my Kalamata olives, and they've got liquid in them, so I'm just going to do a quick drain. You don't want to have any extra liquid in this at all because one of the big failings of Greek salad is they get watery, and I'm going to show you my 2 tips why it doesn't get watery. The first one I've actually already shown you, which is the cherry tomato. Don't cut them. A lot of Greek salads you'll see have pieces of tomato, but the inside of tomatoes are very watery, and that contributes to a watery Greek salad. So by using cherry tomatoes or grape tomatoes or smaller tomatoes and not chopping them, it keeps all their liquid inside and doesn't water down your dressing. And there's our Kalamata olives. I know it's not traditional, but I've used green olives myself before, and I think they taste great too. So use what you have, use what you like. So now what I'm going to do is pull out my cutting board, grab my knife, and now I am going, and my compost box, and now I'm going to chop up all the vegetables, and I'm going to speed it up, but you can at least see how I go about that. One thing I will say is don't cut your vegetables too small because, first of all, one, it makes it faster to make it, but also you will have more flavor, more texture by having bites and chunks. So that's the goal here. So just a little tip that I have found. And now Sherman gets his piece of pepper. He loves his veggies. Okay, for the English cucumber, this is my second tip for avoiding a watery dressing. And let me just cut this in half like this. And what we're going to do is we're going to de-seed it. So I'm just going to grab a small spoon And what you do is you take this and you scrape out all these seeds inside, because this is another contributing factor to watery dressing. As you can see, most of the veggies have been chopped up into fairly similar sizes, but that's sort of just from some practice. You don't have to go for that. And now the dreaded red onion. And today I'm only going to put in half of an onion. Okay, Sherman, come get your cucumber. Okay, so now we have our great big salad, and the only thing we have left is the feta cheese and some dressing. So before I put on the dressing, I add an eyeball, the feta cheese, and I sprinkle it to my liking. And I like kind of a medium amount, but you're gonna do what you like. Put on more, put on less, skip it all together, whatever you like. Now, normally you would think that I would grab tongs to toss my salad, because that is how I toss all my salads, and it would work just fine. But I actually have this big spoon that I love to use, and it's really old and it's got a crack in it, but it works perfect for this salad. So use what you've got, use what you like. Now at this point, if you want to put a bottled dressing on it, you go for it. I'm all for that. You can buy Greek salad dressing, you can use oil and vinegar dressings. I'm going to show you how I just make a dressing from my own oil and vinegar. So I have my olive oil, my white wine vinegar, and I've got my oregano, which happens to be Greek oregano, but honestly I've often gone without Greek oregano. This just happened to be on sale at my store. In the past, I used to add the oil first, but what I found is if you do the vinegar first, it seems to emulsify a little bit better. So what I'm going to do is put in about 3 good glugs. 1, 2, 3. I like a very tart dressing, so again, this is how you like it. Now after I add my white wine vinegar, I'm going to give it a little bit of a stir to get that vinegar on all the ingredients. And now I'm going to add about 1 tablespoon of olive oil. What I found is that that's about right for this size of a salad, but you, again, always adjust it. You might wonder how I knew that was 1 tablespoon is that the reason I love putting my oil in this type of a container is I've counted to measure out what 1 tablespoon is, and then I never have to measure again. I like that. We're going to mix it again. And with every salad, you always want to mix it more than you think or want to, because you need to get all those ingredients on every one of the pieces of the salad. So now I'm going to take a giant pinch, probably a teaspoon, and I'm going to put it between my palms of my hands and break it up a bit. For some reason, this is very good with oregano. It kind of breaks out and brings out more flavor in the oregano. Also, once it hits the vinegar and the oil, it will also bring out more of the oregano taste. And now what I want to do is I want to taste it. So I'm going to taste one of the celery, which isn't very strong tasting, to see how much dressing is on. I think it's perfect. Now, I didn't add any salt, and that's because with the olives and the feta, you get a fair amount of salt. But always taste and add salt if you need it. I'm tasting another piece. And what you'll see is there is no water. There's nothing watery about this dressing. It's the right amount. Now, of course, once this sits for a while, some of water will start to accumulate, but if you mix it back in, it will still not be as watery as some of those salads that we all know we've had and been disappointed by. The salad is great to eat right now. I'm going to put it in the fridge. As I said, this will keep at least 5 days in the fridge. I'm going to put it in a smaller container because now once it's mixed, it doesn't have to be in such a big bowl. I hope you give this a try. It's a great salad. Until next time, keep cooking.